Hey guys, it's Jennifer. It is July 5th, 2016. It's been a long time since I've been on here. I don't remember when my last video is, so I guess I'll just start from wherever because I don't know where I left off. This all hit up look like the no makeup, don't care kind of thing. I just had surgery 5 days ago. I had what they call a scar revision surgery, which I did not even know existed until they scheduled me for it. But basically, I had my plastic surgery done in November. I had my tummy tuck and my arm lift done at the same time. And I think it was like maybe in May, I went for my checkup. And he just said, well, let's schedule you for your scar revision. And I'm like, okay, what is all that about? So basically what I've learned is that a scar revision surgery is basically where they remove the more problematic scar tissue. So obviously with any surgery, you're going to have scar tissue. But with surgeries this large, there are oftentimes areas where the scar tissue is very painful or is causing problems, or it's very prominent to where you can see it on the outside. Or if they're concerned about it adhering to organs in the future, because even though, once you heal on the outside doesn't mean that the scar tissue doesn't continue to have issues on the inside of your body. So I had a few issues along the pubic area where they kind of like lined up as a T. I had some really big, and I think I talked about this before, but I had some really big, like, knots of scar tissue, and they were very, very, very close together, and to the point where you touched my skin and you felt like a dip because there was so much scar tissue. I also had a point, like a little, well, I can't say a little ball. I had an area of scar tissue above my belly button, or where my new belly button is, that when I touched it, I could feel the pressure go all the way down to my groin, and I don't think it was supposed to do that. So none of it was painful, but I think it was concerning. So they took me in Thursday morning. Surgery. I was not nervous at all about the surgery. It wasn't like a big deal at all. I went in. Surgery took about 45 minutes to an hour. I went back into recovery for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and then they sent me home. I will say that this surgery was a lot more painful than I thought it would be. There isn't a whole lot of restriction like there was before. I mean, I can't lift anything heavier than 10 pounds. Couldn't drive while I was on the pain medication, but I couldn't really take the pain medication. I took it like once or twice, but the narcotics for some reason don't make me tired. They take away the pain, but they don't make me tired. And so I didn't sleep for almost 24 hours after my surgery because I was exhausted, but I just couldn't sleep. And then I started having a reaction to, they gave me Oxycontin, which is the generic of Percocet, and then they also gave me Tramadol. And I started having skin reactions to it, where you get like these red heat rashes kind of. So then I would have to alternate between pain management and Benadryl. The Benadryl would put me to sleep, but as soon as I woke up, I'd be in pain. So it was crazy. So I lost my track. See, this is what happens. I talk too much and I lose track of what I'm saying. So at any rate, there wasn't a whole lot of restrictions. Can't lift, no driving while pain pills, on the pain pills. Couldn't really be on the pain pills because they did make me very sleepy. I ended up just taking Tylenol PM because at least that dulled some of the pain. Like, it didn't take the pain away, but it dulled it enough that I could sleep. And it also makes me sleep. So I did that. I was driving the very next day because I wasn't on pain medication. I don't recommend that you do that. I was only doing it because I don't really keep food for myself in the house. I still eat fast food every day. And I still snack. So I had to go out and get food. And I drink can you see these? These are 32-ounce large McDonald's cups. I drink 2 of those of unsweetened tea every single day. So that's like 64 ounces of water. So I had to go get those. And I do still live with, well, he's now my ex. He does still live here, but he he's not, I mean, he's kind when he wants to be kind, but he's not a nurturer. He's not a caretaker. So I asked him to help me with food and to go get me something to drink, and it was like the worst thing I could have asked, I guess. It was like the biggest problem ever. So I just decided I'll just go do it for myself. I'm not going to argue with somebody. So yeah, so that's that. I'm healing relatively well. I just started putting antibiotic lotion on it, or ointment on it today. I'm very, very purple and yellow bruised everywhere. That sentence did not make any sense, but what I meant to say is I have a lot of purple and yellow bruises along the areas where they did the incisions. They did them along the same incision lines where my tummy tuck was. So unfortunately, those areas that were once all fading and looking beautiful are now ugly and gnarly again. And I look like, what's that character's name from Nightmare Before Christmas? You know how she has the sewn look? That's how my stomach looks now in various places, because they don't just cut all the way down. They just cut the areas. So I'm not happy about that, but I guess it's worth it. It's not the biggest problem in the world. So it's more painful than I thought it would be. I am absolutely 1,000 times more drained than I thought I would be. I've been very weak and very tired. Part of that is because I've not been sleeping well. Part of it is because I haven't been able to just sit around the house and rest. I'm really, really not good at the taking it easy stuff. I'm not good at that. I always overdo it. In fact, to the point that when my surgeon's office called me today, the hospital called me today to find out how I was doing, make sure everything was okay. And I said, I'm just having a hard time taking it easy. And she's like, you always overdo it. And so this is my 4th surgery at that hospital, because I had my original bypass, then I had my revision, and then I had my plastic surgery, and now I've had my scar revision. So they kind of know I've had this problem with every surgery. I'm not good at doing nothing. So, but it's bothered me a lot this time, especially because I went back to work today, which is like 4 days after surgery. I'm okay to go back to work. I'm just really tired. Going to work and coming home is about all I'm really going to be able to do, for at least another week. Outside of that, weight loss, I'm still losing weight. I am down to 197. My goal in my Fitbit was to get to 200. And then because I didn't think it would ever happen, so I'm like, oh, that's a reasonable goal. I'll just say 200, it's a safe number. And then I got down to 199, and I'm like, holy crap. Okay, like, I guess I can get down to that. After surgery, obviously, you gain, I guess it's weight. It's not really weight. You just weigh heavier on the scale because of the gases and the swelling and the fluid and all that. So when I came home from surgery 5 days ago, I was 207, but I'm back down to 200 now. So I weigh myself every Saturday, so I'm fine. I know that I'll be fine. I'm back in the 190s by this weekend. How I've been doing it, I will never ever say that it's just me, or that it was just surgery. Surgery, I am forever grateful for my bypass. And the revision, I did not lose weight with the revision, but the revision gave me a sense of restriction, which I still have 2 years later. I still have that sense of restriction, which I am forever, forever, forever grateful for. But let's see what else. I mean, my metformin, I was put on metformin because I have PCOS, and with PCOS comes insulin resistance. If you don't know what PCOS is, it's women only. It stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. A lot of women have it. A lot of overweight women have it, especially. So you can go online and look it up. But with that comes insulin resistance, and nobody ever treated me for that. And so they put me on metformin at the beginning of this year. And I started with 500 milligrams, and you work your way up to 2,000. And the entire time this past, 7 months now, I've just lost weight since I've been taking it. Not everybody does. 50% of the people do, 50% of them don't. But in my case, it has helped me lose weight. I got a Fitbit for Christmas, which I never wanted a Fitbit, and I just got surprised with one. And I don't know how I ever lived without it. I don't have a real fancy one. It's charging right now. So I just have a generic Flex. It's still, $100, I think. So it's kind of expensive, but it tracks my steps, and I track my food in it every single day. I set my calorie goal for 1,500 a day. I try to not ever go over that. Sometimes, I do by 100 or 200 calories. But what's more important to me is that I always burn more than I eat. So even on the days where I eat more, and there's days where I do get up close to 2,000 calories a day. I'm not perfect. It doesn't ruin my whole day when I do it. I do monitor myself though when I start doing that, like, okay, why am I eating more? And I noticed that I have to have my protein shake in the morning, and I have to have at least 32 ounces of water before noon. And if I can do that, my eating is pretty much on point for the rest of the day. I don't really feel that hungry. And I'm just able to manage my food and my calories better. But what's important to me is that I always burn more than what I eat. So even when I'm at 1,400 or 1,500 calories, I always want to make sure that I burn a lot more. In the summer, it's a lot easier because I love going for walks. And I can walk, 3 or 4 miles and it not even be a problem. That's just kind of like what I like to do now. So there's a lot more opportunities to go walking. In the summer, obviously, because I'm in Michigan and it's freaking cold in the winter and I hate winter. So I am concerned about my weight come winter, because I'm hoping that I have the discipline to go to the gym, but I hate winter. Like, I don't even want to be outside when it's winter to go anywhere. So I'm concerned about that, but we'll deal with that when I get to it. So anyway, yeah, so I've been losing weight still. It's been coming off usually like a pound and a half a week for the past, 7 months. I lose about 3 or 4 pounds a month. It's very gradual. I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything. I do eat fast food every day. I do still eat snacks. Like, I have my 3 Musketeer snack, but those fun size ones, 2 of them are like 190 calories. So there's my chocolate right there. When I eat fast food, it's really just about knowing the calorie contents of what you're going to eat, and then the higher calorie laden foods, monitoring your portion with those. So for instance, earlier today for lunch, I wanted a Nacho Supreme from Taco Bell. I had a Nacho Supreme from Taco Bell, but I only ate like half of it. Part of that was because I could only eat half of it, and part of it is because I've gotten good at knowing, like, okay, this is all I'm going to eat. Well, a normal size Nacho Supreme from Taco Bell is 490 calories. You cut that in half, you're about, like 245? So that's a reasonable lunch. I mean, it's not healthy. I'm not at all saying that the stuff I eat is healthy. It's not. But I monitor my calories that way by giving in. If I want fast food, I eat fast food. If I want to eat at home, I eat at home. For dinner, I had soup, and I was full from a bowl of soup from a restaurant. So it just is what it is. You find your comfort spot. You find what works for you. What works for you is not going to work for somebody else. I've seen a lot of, or I've gone back and looked at a lot of like the titles to my videos. And I'm ridiculous. Like, well, I'm not going to say I'm ridiculous. I'm winging it like everybody else. I don't have all the answers. The video that I make at that time is my truth at that time. Now, if I go back and I look at my video that I made right after I had my original bypass, where I said something like, I regret having surgery, that was because of my situation and my circumstances at the time. Now, 4.5 years later, I am so grateful for my surgery. And you don't have to eat super healthy. You don't have to be the #1 athlete at the gym. I mean, those are not how you show that you're grateful for your surgery. You show you're grateful for your surgery by living your life. I'm not going to hold myself to anybody else's standards, and you should not either. Do not compare yourself to anybody else. Surgery affects all of us extremely differently. Your body, your metabolism, your muscle composition, and the way your organs, not organs, but the way everything in your body is designed for you will also impact how surgery works for you. Even if you have the same starting weight, even if you have the same surgery, it's not going to affect two people the same. I recently, because that's another reason why I probably lost weight, is in the past like month and a half to 2 months, my body has suddenly decided after 4 years, like, you're not going to eat a bunch of sugar anymore. I used to eat between 100, 125 grams of sugar every day. Frozen Cokes were my thing. I think I've had maybe 2 frozen Cokes in the past 6 weeks. And I was drinking like 2 frozen Cokes every single day. So I couldn't drink. I was getting sick every single time I ate. And after a while, I mean, horribly, horribly sick. And you can only do that for so long. And so I realized, like, okay, it's my foods, the foods I'm eating. And that kind of also kicked my ass, because then I kind of realized, like, I have to do this. Like, my body's telling me what it needs, and I have to listen. And that's really all this is. That's really all you need to do to be successful, is to listen to your body. Give yourself credit for the little changes that you have made, even though they're difficult to see sometimes. Do not compare yourself to other people, and just recognize that you are living life, that you are functioning at a much higher level than you probably were before. I still have days where I don't like my body, and I have other days where I'm so proud of myself that it brings me to tears. And I'm going to cry now. It's just such a blessing. It is. So if you're considering having surgery, do your research. Expect to have a roller coaster ride, because even now, 4 years later, I mean, who would know 4 years later that my body's suddenly going to decide it doesn't like sugar anymore? A lot of people just can't eat sugar right after surgery, and I always was able to. So, like I said, it affects everybody's body differently. So, that's my update. I look like this because I'm naturally pale and I'm exhausted and recovering from surgery. Still losing weight. My goal now is 185. When I first had my bypass 4 years ago, my goal, and my surgeon's goal, was 180. So to now be at 197, I'm 17 pounds away from goal, and it took me 4 years to do it. So just is what it is. I guess that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. I try to answer to all of them. I just found out on one of my other videos, somebody had left me a comment, and I went to respond to it, and I saw that there was another comment down there that I had never even been notified about. So I immediately responded to that person too. So if I don't respond to you, I'm not ignoring you. So I guess it's sometimes just YouTube just doesn't tell me that I have notifications, that I have comments. So I'm not ignoring you. I answer every single question. I try to respond even when it's not a question, because I appreciate all my subscribers, everyone who comments and watches, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, or whatever the case may be. I appreciate you taking time to watch my video. So, at any rate, I will talk to you guys all soon. I don't expect there to be any more surgeries in my future. I'm really done with surgeries. This has been 7 and 6 years, so 4 of those being related to weight loss. So I'm just really done. So. Anyway, I will talk to you guys all soon. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to watch or ask, whatever. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.